Racing on Friday night out at Hollywoodbets Greyville. We've got 10 races on the program, with race number 1 set to get underway at 3:10, and there's some big names on show on Friday evening to look forward to, and certainly the horse that will top the list, that being Gladiatorian, after winning the Champions Cup at the end of champion season. And of course we've got See It Again, Royal Victory, all taking place, and of course the horse that won the Gold Cup, that is King Pels. He'll be in action as well. Joining me for this show is Sheldon, and we'll get Sheldon's thoughts on race number 1 in a moment, where the favourite, we've got joint favourites numbers 3 and 8, both at 2-1 in the market for this race, this maiden plate over 1400 metres. 5-1 about number 4, Christmas Cactus. 6-1, Greatest Hit, and then you can get 10-1 and better about the balance. There's been a touch of early support for number 2, Stampede Ahead, from 16-1 into 12-1. But that is about it for the horses that have found a touch of support early on. Sheldon, race number 1, it appears to be a nice race on paper, where a few potentially nice sorts step out, and these two in the market, Son of Rafif, the Marquis, both at 2-1. I must admit, I do like number 8, the Marquis, stepping up in trip, but I do know that Son of Rafif will enjoy the extra as well.
Yes, thanks very much, Rahil, and to all the viewers out there. Looking forward to the 10-race program. And I really can't make heads or tails of race number 1. The money has come for number 3, Son of Rafif, early, as you mentioned, from 7-2 to 2-1. The Marquis gone even money, 2-1. And then number 4, Christmas Cactus, throws a spanner in the works, running 3.7 lengths behind Johnny Boy. All 3 runners trying the 1400 for the first time. They've all got Greyville experience, except Son of Rafif. So I'm going to lean narrowly with number 8, the Marquis. I think he's going to be the horse to beat. The interesting runner for me is number 4, Christmas Cactus. 1 run over 1200, a pipe opener, 22.9, 400 to finish, which was quicker than number 8, the Marquis. Gets the 4 kilograms off, and I think at around 5-1 could be a little bit of value there. So number 4, Christmas Cactus, with no degree of confidence, from number 8, the Marquis, and number 3, Son of Rafif. I think they all got equal winning claims. I'm just hoping that Christmas Cactus doesn't need one more before December.
Yeah. Let's see how Christmas Cactus does go. The Son of Rafif, Cognac, and Clear the Runway winning from his form line. So that form line has been franked quite nicely. And then Touched by Angels coming through from that form line behind Johnny Boy with numbers 4 and 8. So that is the first race. Perhaps 3, 4, 8. 3 horses to play around. Some boxed trifectas here in the first race. But Christmas Cactus, the value for Sheldon here at 5-1. But we both think that the Marquis is the horse to beat.
Right, on to race number 2, and this will be one of the races of the day. Bet with tote conditions plate over 1600 meters. Number 6, See It Again, 18-10. Number 4, On My Honor, 5-2. Number 2, Royal Victory, is at 7-2. King Pearls, number 1, 4-1. And then number 3, Claw, is 11-2. 33-1 and better the rest. Now when you look at the best weighted column, number 2, Royal Victory, from number 4, On My Honor, and number 6, See It Again. Then number 1, King Pearls. But when you look at this race, King Pearls, the winner of the Gold Cup, a staying type. He had his comeback over 1200, which was an absolute cracker. Talking of comebacks, Royal Victory had his comeback when 6 behind Madison Valley. And I really like the mannerisms which he showed. They've done a lot of behind-the-scenes work and on-course work with number 2, Royal Victory. And of course, On My Honor moved up dangerously last time out. So maybe that's the horse they have to beat. And then Rahil, number 6, See It Again. Last time out, there's a lot of debate what happened behind the gates. It was his comeback effort, and that looked to be his race to lose. If the right See It Again rocks up, he goes very close to winning.
Yeah, Sheldon, when you have a look at the race, See It Again's the best miler in the contest. He's a 4-time winner over the trip, and when you have a look at his overall profile, he's a horse that I think Michael Rhodes will probably admit that he's maybe got 1 or 2 less wins to his CV. He is a 7-time winner, and maybe a couple of grade ones have just sort of escaped him in the past. And obviously that run that was supposed to happen about 3 weeks ago didn't go according to plan for him, and they're now on the back foot with the horse trying to get him fit for the Summer Cup at the end of the month. So we'll hope that things go according to plan for him. and that he comes out of the run well, and that he has a good experience returning off that layoff. He is a horse that has got an incredible first up record, and there's no doubt that he's going to run a huge race, as you mentioned. On my honour, at 5-2 in the market, he would have come on a lot with that run under the belt, and I agree with you, he could certainly run a big race. And then you've got this horse, Royal Victory, and King Pals, both horses that are very capable. Both ran excellent races in their comeback runs. I thought King Pals' run was out of the top draw over 1,200 meters, a trip that, I mean, when you have a look at his form, you would never think he'd be a horse earning over 1,200 meters, but he ran fifth. I thought that was a cracking effort with 61.5 on the back against some quality sprinters. And if he's come on with that run, which I suspect he would have, then he's a type of horse that can get involved in the mix here. So the big guns could certainly be seen to the fore here, numbers 1, 2, 4 and 6. And it's also a matter of who's going out there and wanting to actually win the race, because obviously a couple of these horses could get penalties for winning, and some of them want to get into the Summer Cup with probably as less weight as they possibly can carry. So it's going to be an interesting contest to see how it does unfold. When it comes to the first leg of the Papa, I think numbers 1, 2, 4 and 6, I'm going to be including all 4, and I think I should double up.
Well, there we go. Be on the safe side. Hopefully double up. This is going to be a spectacle of a race. Race number 2. The end of the day, we got some really decent individuals on show. And let's see who's got what it takes to get into the winner's enclosure in this occasion.
Race number 3, start off the place accumulator. Open maiden, fillies and mares, 1,600 meters is the distance. 4 is the off time for this contest. And the top one here is number 9, Sugar Baby Love, 3-1, down 5-2. Number 7, Queen of the Air, 28-10. It's 4-1, Roy's Grace, 6-1 about D-Day. Chef's Kiss is at 7-1, and then you can get 12-1 and better about the balance. It's not a race that's going to take a lot of winning. It's actually quite a weak contest, this race over 1,600 meters. Just having a look at the form on offer here, Sheldon. This filly Sugar Baby Love finished 8th last time out. Didn't really make an impression, not to my eye at least. 4 kgs off the back, and she tops the boards here. Gone 40-1, 50-1 at her first 2 starts, and now she finds herself at the top of the boards when she's finished 7th and 8th respectively. Not quite sure what to make of her claims here. I think it's a shallow maiden.
Very, very shallow. When you look at the runners and the horses they've taken on, a lot of tried and tested individuals here. Put in a corner, I'm going to go with number 9, Sugar Baby Love, and the reason being is the MJ Udendal's stable. We know his style. He gives them a run or 2 and they come on leaps and bounds. But what seals the deal for me is Damien Pele taking the 4 kilograms off the back. I really follow the apprentices. 1,600 meters from a 9 draw, no problem. Last time out was drawn 10, got into a prominent position, and although finishing well beaten, the main danger, number 7, Queen of the Air, seems to have respiratory noises. Second run didn't act, mucus, so seems to have a few respiratory problems there. She is a year older, a year stronger. And Queen of the Air, after running a cracking third to Lady of Distinction first time out, second time out they put the money down like the result was in the frame, Rahil.
Yeah, and she just failed to feature that day, and maybe the conditions on the day also didn't suit her. But I see that she is equipped with a Cornell collar, which could make a bit of a difference here. And on some of her better runs, she'll be a horse that will certainly go well. And I mean, when you have a look at her last start, she was up there for most of the way, and she just folded tamely. And when you have a look at the excuse, respiratory noise, it sort of all makes sense. So if the Cornell collar has the desired effect, then she could be a massive runner. This was Roy's Grace. Had a deep draw last time out, so had no luck in running. She now jumps from gate number 3, which is certainly going to be very beneficial. She's not, well, she finds herself worse off for the weights with number 9, Sugar Baby Love. But I think that she could get involved in the outcome here. She's trading at 4-1 in the market. So I'm actually going to make her my top choice here, number 3, Roy's Grace, from gate number 3 with Pilla Sunday and Goli aboard. Her last start wasn't all that bad. She was the fastest to finish, and I think from a neat draw she could be a lot closer to the speed, and she could probably run a much better race. So I'm going to make her the top choice, followed by the 7 horse Queen of the Air, and then the 9-horse Sugar Baby Love. And I'll even keep an eye on the horse number 5 at 14 to 1 here. Nicholas Patel takes the ride for MJ Ordendal, a filly that I think could well improve, stepping up in trip to 1600 meters. She was beaten 9.5 lengths last time out, but the extra could just be what she's looking for, even though she's a daughter of Captain of All.
Well, there we go. Not cut and dried. Race number 3. At the end of the day, you're going to be the judge. Whether you're going to go with number 7, Queen of the Air, with the Cornell collar on, number 9, Sugar Baby Love, or maybe number 3, Roy's Grace, who finished in 23.4 last time out behind Cool Wind, and that is a second quicker than Sugar Baby Love, so that's equal to around about 5 lengths. But this is a very, very trappy race. Let's see how it unfolds. Moving along to race number 4, which will be the opening leg of the all-important Pick 6, due off at 16:55, all things being equal. At the early time of recording, I believe number 1, Lucky 13, is scratched, so take out number 1, Lucky 13. Let's get on to the betting for race number 4, and this is where I make my banker. Number 5, Fine Wine, who is currently at 12 to 10 from 15 to 10. Number 7, Intro, is 7 to 2. Number 8, She's a Rocket, 4 to 1, 11 to 2, and better the rest. Now let me make my case for number 5, Fine Wine. She started her career very, very late, indicating that she was a late maturer, or she had a couple of niggly issues that they just had to hang on to. She's been super consistent, Rahil. Change of owner, the Camargue Stud Syndicate, nominee Brett Van Loorn, so races in the new silks, the Dayglow pink with the black Maltese cross, white sleeves and cap, which leads me to believe that she's going to be going to the paddock sooner than later. She's obviously got her issues, but she's in peak form. She's in the peak of health, second to Limelight Legend. And I remember calling that race last time out. They put the money down. She moved up a winner coming to the 200, but Rejuvenate just found a lot extra. I believe it's now or never for number 5, Fine Wine. And although she's lightly raced, she's had her issues, I just believe it's a banker for me in all of the bets and the best bet on the card at this stage. If she can't win this race, then she's going to struggle.
Yeah, I must agree with you, Sheldon. This is a perfect opportunity for her to get the job done in. That run to Limelight Legend was a cracking effort. She was meeting the boys that day, and last time out back against same-sex company, today back against same-sex company, and there's no real horse that stands out in this race that could perhaps be her biggest danger. I mean, when you have a look at Intro, she's had 29 starts, and last time out I thought that was the best chance of getting it right, and she failed to deliver the goods, and she's back 11 days later, now on the turf. She'll have her supporters, but I think we could be on the right one here, Fine Wine. I agree with you, bank in all bets. If she doesn't win here, well then I think she could well struggle to win a maiden race. This horse, She's a Rocket, could be the biggest threat at around 4 to 1 in the market, only beaten 2 lengths last time out, and she goes over slightly extra, so if she sees out the trip, she could get involved for those exactas. But yeah, Fine Wine, the top one here in race number 4. It is the start of the Pick 6. We'll know our fate early on in our out here with a start of Futura trading at 12 to 10. Race number 5 next up. This will be the start of Jackpot 1. C Stakes, 1600 meters a trip, and 5:30 is the off time. Number 9, Attaboy, favourite here at 33 to 10. Kurari's Dream, 9 to 2, down 7 to 2. Papa C at 11 to 2. White Seahorse, 6 to 1, 7 to 1. Lucky Dollar. Beach Palace, there's some love for him in the market from 10 to 1 into 7 to 1, and then you can get double figure odds about the balance. Sheldon, race number 5. What's your thoughts here? Looks to be very competitive.
Well, for me, this is a field race, Rahil. When I went through the horses, I dissected the form, I went through each and every one of them, and you can make a claim for a number of runners here. So I'd suggest we go the field in the exotics. Pushing me for a first selection, number 5, Papa C, the 7-year-old master of my fate. Winner over the distance, 2 at the course, and overall a 5-time winner. Did beat Ricardo in the penultimate run, and then last time out a little bit one-paced. He's coming towards the end of his campaign, but I think he's got one more win in the tank. So I'm going to go number 5, Papa C, as a lukewarm selection. But when you look at the balance of the field, you got Karari's Dream coming off a rest, second to Run to Rio last time out. You look at a horse like number 4, Harun Al Rashid. They say he's got ability, disappointing last effort. Lucky Dollar, Beach Palace, Attaboy, making a case for a number of runners here. So what I'm going to suggest is play the field in this race, but my outright selection, although very tentative, will be number 5, Papa C. Kabela Matsanyani did ride this individual to victory, and Duncan Howells, they'll have him at the top of his game, and they'll be looking to end his career coming towards the end with a bang.
Yeah, he's a horse that could certainly run a big race here at 11-2. A roving banker for me in the race is going to be this horse, Lucky Dollar. Last time out, he was drawn 10 out of 10. He just never really got into contention from that deep gate. But now with Tristan Godden back in the hunt, Tristan has got a fantastic record with this horse. 14 times have teamed up for 4 wins and 5 seconds. So I think at 7-1, he could just be the roving banker. He beat Friendship. He ran second to Golden Rule. He's a type of horse. He's an honest horse. What you see is what you get with him. And I don't think he's going to be too far off the action. Number 9, Attaboy, he got a 5-point penalty for running third last time out, but it is a smart move by Paul Lafferty to engage the 2.5 kg claimer of JC Porter. So effectively, this horse races off a 60 once again. And that was a good run behind Canal Scotter, who has subsequently come through and franked his own piece of form by winning at his next start. So Attaboy, if JC can get him to jump on terms as he has jumped at his last 2, well then he's a horse that can certainly get a lot closer to the action. And then a horse like number 1, Karari's Dream, solid horse, can never be discounted, jumps from gate number 1, and he'll certainly have his supporters. So 6 going to be the roving banker for me. The 5 horse Papa C, the top choice for Sheldon. 5 and 6, maybe some swingers and exactors with those 2 horses here in race number 5.
Next up will be one of the exciting races of the evening as the sun sets at 18:05. Race number 6 over 1400 meters. And the reason I say that is because there is a 3-year-old son of Rafif named Cognac. Cognac number 12 from the Stuart Ferry stable. This is for the Hollywood Racing. Anthony Del Pesh, Owen and Devon Heifer. Sean Veal, both occasions has ridden him and he's won both runs to date. He looks a very, very smart specimen in the making. This is going to be his test. He is drawn 12 out of 12 over the 1400, which I think he's going to absolutely lap up. He's trading at 2-1. Number 5, Safe Travel is 3-1, and then you can get 7-1 about number 3, Drickus, number 6, Nkwele, and number 4, Top Gun, and 8, Rooster Bradshaw at 10-1. Starting the conversation with number 12, Cognac, the son of Rafif. I remember first time out, he absolutely obliterated Son of Rafif, so we'll see how Son of Rafif goes earlier on. He then came out to beat a horse called Loon Luck, still learning the tricks of the trade, and he got a feel for the Greyville circuit. 62 kgs from the 12 draw. The jury's out. There's no doubting his ability. I'll get to Rahil in a moment about number 12, Cognac, but I believe the value could be number 6, Nkwele from the Mike and Matthew de Kock stable, and number 4, Top Gun, if you're looking to cover with exactors and swingers. Nkwele at around 7-1. He's a 2-time winner. His victories have been on the turf, and he's a horse I think who could really run well over the 1400 meter trip. Firstly, Rahil, let's touch on number 12, Cognac. He's a horse who's up and coming. The sky's the limit. But just looking at that 12 draw, the 1400, things are going to have to map out for him.
Yeah, things are going to certainly have to work out nicely for him. But if the speed is on, which it could well be in a race like this, you've got a few horses that like to press forward, then he could be suited by that. He's a horse that, if the plan is still to go for the Cape Guineas, well, then I suspect this will be his last start before heading that way, and they'll be hoping that he can come out of this run with flying colours and remain unbeaten. He will have his work cut out from gate 12, but he's probably the best horse in the race. When you have a look at the form on offer from those that have got quite a bit of form to their name, they're in their place. And then you've got this horse Safe Travel, who got a 3-point penalty for being a loser last time out, and that was behind Canals Carter. But yeah, Cognac could turn out to be the best horse here, and he's 2-2. He's going to be a tentative first choice. It's that deep road that is just putting me off a bit, but I think that he's going to run a huge race, and he's a horse that will be the top choice, but I've got respect for a few others. You mentioned Top Gun, who's been running against Stronger. He dropped in class here with the 2.5 off the back. He'll have his supporters. I thought Safe Travel, despite that penalty, he ran a good race last time out. In Kwele, he's the type of horse that can pop up. And even this horse, Drickus, with the blinkers off, jumping from gate number 3 on a mark of 73. I wouldn't be surprised if he is involved in the mix as well. And this horse, Elizabeth Gold, he's a horse that showed them quite a lot early on. He's lost his way, but with his rating drop-in, not beaten far last time out, the type of horse that can pop up, and he's at 12-1 in the market, along with the 8 Rooster Bradshaw. So I think it's a tricky race, Sheldon. Exotics, I'm looking to go a bit wide. I'm looking to perhaps maybe try and double up, treble up in exotics, and I think there could be a bit of a result here, especially if Cognac doesn't get things his own way from that gate. So I think a tricky race here, horses to be included.
Well, there we go. We're always looking for a good horse to keep our attentions and to draw the crowds. And a horse like number 12, Cognac, the son of Rafith. He's 2 from 2. He's undefeated. He's putting his reputation on the line. And this is the type of race, if he goes 3 from 3, then they'll know exactly which is going to be their direction, which they'll be going.
Race number 7, this will be the start of Jackpot 2. It is set to get underway at 18:45. Class 4 fillies and mares, 1,000 meters a trip. And number 9, Dark Matter, is your 3-1 favorite. Crafty at 4-1. Shipandani 4-1. Call Me Jane 6-1 shot, along with Summer Winter. It's in 10-1 and better about the balance. You've got this horse, Dark Matter, I should say, who ran a cracker last time out in a progress plate, and Hierarchy was in that form line, and Hierarchy was second that day, and Hierarchy has subsequently come through to win. She's dropping in class here, is Dark Matter, and from that deep draw, I think that she's going to run a big race, so she's going to be my top choice. And then having a look at the balance, Sheldon, this was Crafty from gate 1 with the 4 kgs off the back, ran in quite a competitive field last time out. I think that she's a filly that will be there or thereabouts once again. So 1 and 9, the 2 horses that I'm going to be playing around here in race 7.
Well, so we're not going to get too complicated. Raheel and I are both on the same page. I'm going to be with number 9, Dark Matter, as the horse to beat, and number 1, Crafty as the horse that is going to be the runner-up berth. And then after you look at those individuals, maybe throw in number 5, Summer Winter, for the trifectas and quartets. But when put comes down to shove, number 9, Dark Matter to beat number 1, Crafty, and that is the call for race number 7. Then probably the race of the day, race number 8 over 1,200 meters. And I say the race of the day, obviously we've got See It Again and the big guns running earlier on. But in race number 8, we've got number 8, Cat's Pajamas at 2-1. Number 6, Dave the King, well, the miler of the century at 5-2. Number 7, Gladiatorian 7-2, and then at 7-1 and better the rest. Now let's kick off with number 8, which is Cat's Pajamas. He did run third to Iron Giant last time out. He gets the 4 kgs off the back. He's got to be a huge runner. However, Raheel, when you look at the field, number 7, Gladiatorian, and number 6, Dave the King, they really stand out as the top horses. They're both dropping back to sprint trips after learning to stay the extended margins. Dave the King's 3 from 3 over 1,200, so he could come back fresh. And we saw Gladiatorian last time out in that Champions race come through with a blasting finish to beat the Real Prince, who won the Hollywoodbets Durbanville. So it's an absolute cracker of a race. And then after that, Cat's Pajamas you throw in. But I think Dave the King and Gladiatorian, eyes are going to be fixed on them.
Yeah, what a race, Sheldon. Honestly, these 2 horses, what they've done in their career so far is just so special. And Gladiatorian, a 10-time winner. And I mean, when you have a look at both of these horses, they've got excellent first up records. Gladiatorian, 7 runs, 3 wins, 4 seconds. Dave the King, 7 runs for 3 victories. Both horses that have been lethal over the trip. Both are 3-time winners over the distance. And they are clearly the best horses in the race. And their ratings tell you that. Gladiatorian a 127, Dave the King a 128. But in this race, I think this horse is going to be very hard to beat. Cat's Pajamas, he's going to be a banker in absolutely everything for me. He gets chunks of weight from Gladiatorian, 10 kgs to be exact, and then 8 kgs from Dave the King. I can't see him getting beat in this race, Sheldon, I must be honest. So all in here, his last start was a cracker, third behind I Am Giant. I think he would have come on a lot with that run under the belt, and he's a 2-time winner over the sprints, and his rest plus 2 is 3 rounds for 2 victories. So all in here, Cat's Pajamas, I'll go as far as saying I'll be shocked if he gets beat.
Well, there you go. The proof's in the pudding. Number 8, Cat's Pajamas. I can see the exact angle that Rahil is coming from. Both 6, Dave the King, and 7, Gladiatorian. It'll be their comeback efforts. Whereas number 8, Cat's Pajamas, he's had the comeback run, went third to I Am Giant. And you heard from Rahil at the weights, and all being equal over the 1200, he could just be the banker.
Race number 9, penultimate race on the day, 1955, the off time. It is a class 5. It is an apprentice race over 1200 meters, and Putulicious is your 7-2 favorite, along with number 8 In the Bag. Barry Dugrand at 9-2, along with number 5 Rhythm, 7-1. Now I Got You. It's in 16-1, and better about the balance. Sheldon, competitive looking contests, and these apprentice races can often be a bit tricky.
Yes, they can be quite tricky, and obviously it depends on the younger up-and-coming apprentices taking on the tried and tested apprentices with the experience on their side. When it comes to race number 9, absolute nightmare. Number 2, Barry Dugrand, cracking second last time out, came from the clouds, went second to United Nation. So you've got to give this one a realistic chance. Throw number 3, Paka Emali, although he doesn't get the claim, he's a horse who really enjoys the course and 4 wins over the distance. Number 5, Rhythm, both wins at the track, so you've got to throw him in. Number 6, Definitely Yes, worth throwing into the exotics. And then number 7, Putulicious, is the horse I'm probably going to lean towards. He has a horse who's 1-2 on the turf, yet to win over the distance, but I believe this could be the right one in the play here. So keeping it sweet and short, race number 9. Number 7, Putulicious, 2, Barry Dugrand, and number 5, Rhythm. Those will be my top 3 selections.
Yeah, I agree with you. 2 and 7, 2 horses that I'm really looking to play around here in race number 9. Rhythm is a horse that I went for last time out. I thought he would go close to winning. He did go close, just not able to get the job done in third, and with the 4 kgs off the back, that could certainly be very, very beneficial. And yeah, In the Bag, a horse you want to include for trifectas and quartets, and maybe even number 6, Definitely Yes, with the rating drop in, could be worth trifecta and quartet inclusion. But 2 and 7, 2 horses to play around, and then include horse number 5, Rhythm, into play as well. And the 11 horse, Now I Got You, if he gets luck from gate number 11, he's not going to be too far off the action.
Right, on to, as they say, the lucky last, race number 10, and I'm hoping it will be the lucky last for us all, and I'm going to have a little bit of a value selection here. We'll get to that in a moment. Number 2, Mountains of the Moon, is your 3-1 favourite, highly overdue, 761 since last winning, 761 days. Number 1, Copacabana, in the form of her life, is at 4-1. Number 5, Queen of Pearls, 4-1. Number 7 is 6-1, and then my value selection, number 4, Acacia's Blossom, also been 741 days since last visiting the winner's enclosure. That's going to be my value, 10-1, and better the rest. Now let me state my case for number 4, Acacia's Blossom, who is low on confidence. But Rahil, when it comes to the Louis Goosen outfit, they were off form for a while. The stables turned, they're having winner after winner. And here's a horse who ran 2.9 lengths behind Get in the Queue in an 88 handicap. She ran 3.6 lengths behind Mvula Zana. She's run behind Call Me Getrix, low on confidence. But I just feel this could be the type of race where she bounces back to her best. You can see her recent form, very uninspiring. I thought we'd at least get 10-12-1, so I'm a little bit disappointed at 7-1. But I've been waiting a while, and for me, number 4, Acacia's Blossom, this is going to be my value bet on the day to beat number 2, Mountains in the Moon, and number 1, Copacabana. How do you see race number 10, Rahil?
Yeah, I think it is a bit tricky, Sheldon. I think number 7, De Flucker, her last start was an excellent run. Ground occasion has come through to frank that piece of form. And she's a horse that I'll keep on the safe side. She's at around 6-1 in the market. This was Queen of Pearls, a daughter of Hawam. I think she's going to absolutely relish going over the 1600 meter trip. She's been given an opening mark of 82. I know she's having a first start out the maidens against these horses that have sort of been around the block, but she's got more improvement to come, which I think will certainly help her. And then even this horse, Pink Diamond, back down in trip, back to a mile, 2.5 off the back once again. If the speed is on, she'll be rattling home late on in the day. So she's a horse that you want to include into the play. So yeah, I think it's tough. 2, 5, 7, 8, 4 horses that I'm going to be playing around, and then I'll include the one horse Copacabana for trifectas and quartets as well. It was a good run last time out behind She's a Machine. She's back on the turf, and with a 2.5 off the back, she'll certainly have her supporters. I think it does seem to be a tricky race to wrap up proceedings, and I think that second jackpot could be worth some nice money.
100% right. If you can get a bit of a result, as you can see, it's a very tricky card. 1 or 2 races where it's a field race. And race number 10, I'll be looking to go all in for the final time on number 4, Acacia's Blossom. The other day, Rodriguez, we've been waiting for a while, he came to fruition, and I'm hoping that number 4, Acacia's Blossom, this daughter of Flower Alley, and just looking once upon a time, was a 93 in the ratings, rating off a 72 here, with the claim off. I'm hoping that Acacia's Blossom can blast them away.